I'm pretty positive someone else out there in the world watched the abysmal excuse of a race that the truck race was last night. And if you had to watch that, I'll apologize to you for NASCAR and FS1. Because regardless of what was going on around the track, and there was some good racing out there somewhere, I imagine. I mean, there wasn't really all that much. It was kind of disappointing. It kind of terrifies me going into this afternoon's race for the Cup Series because that sucked. Like that really, really sucked. And if you didn't watch it, here's me telling you, don't watch it because that absolutely sucked. I don't know what they did. I don't know what's going on, but to see Majeski just get the lead and drive away. Stage one has troubles on pit road. Glad to see his Jackman's, you know, okay after slipping and he got into him as he was pulling into his pit, but he short stopped. So he only hit him slightly. Guy popped right up and finished the stop. But then Chandler Smith got out front and no one could even pretend to compete with him. Like the whole time. It was just follow the leader. And the worst part is over half the time they literally just had the camera on the guy leading out there in his own zip code all by himself. Like what the hell does that do to help anything? Like at least shows there had to be people, there were people side by side all over the place, physically had to be. And you chose to let us just watch the leader drive around in big circles the whole entire night. Like that was, we deserve better. And then the guys in the FS1 booth, I'd like to know if their eyes worked. And the last time they went to an optometrist, got some of these things on my face, these glasses, because that was absolutely abysmal. Like the one thing that happened on the track when Nick Leitz lights, I think it's like however you pronounce it, came down into Carson Hocevar, you could clearly see him from this lane going over dotted lines and ramming right down into him. And the whole time they're sitting there trying to blame it on Carson Hocevar and say maybe he did it intentionally. Uh, Everyone right now, while listening to this, watching this, whatever, pull out your phone or whatever device you're not on and look up the wreck from last night. You please try to tell me how that was in any way Carson Hocevar's fault because he stays in his lane and you see the truck clearly come down into him and then they turn around and blame him and say, was it intentional? Look what he did. Yada, yada, yada. Like that was clear as day. So everyone at FS1, for the love of God, can you actually like tell the guys in the booth that even when there isn't anything going on the track, they don't have to go and, create chaos and a narrative of guys wrecking people just because the track sucks? I'm just saying, like, watch it. I'd show you here, but like, just watch it. He clearly comes down into him, and yet there's the booth trying to save him, kind of like Harrison Burton and Bubba. Whenever, really, it was Harrison Burton, Ty Dillon. You know, mostly there was some Bubba times. And, oh well, he's back there because of pit stops. That's why he was involved. Like he was back there the whole entire race, just because they did their pit cycle and he still managed to stay back there. Doesn't mean it was because of that. Like, let's stop making excuses. This is Fox and NBC Sports across the board for when people just do dumb things. Guess what? He came down into them. If you have a different opinion on that, thankfully, Good Pods has a comment thing. YouTube and Rumble has a comment thing. Facebook, comment. There's all kinds of places you can find it and let me know exactly what your take on it was. But that man came down into Carson for the one thing, one caution that wasn't stage related. Otherwise, they ran green the whole entire time. There's like 16, 17 trucks on the lead lap at the end of stage one, 14 total at the end. Like it was literally just follow the leader and people getting run over. And again, I remember, Martinsville earlier this year, which, normally everyone's really excited about Martinsville. It's one of the best races of the year. And then we got that where it was literally just follow the leader. And Denny Hamlin even honestly admitted to arrow blocking people at Martinsville, which is just a terrifying thing when you think about it at all, that people can arrow block anything at Martinsville. Because, not supposed to even be a thing there. Yet here we are. And Yeah, I just don't like it. Can't believe it. Never will like it. Hopefully, we don't have that same thing today at Richmond. I'm not holding my breath that we don't, but hopefully we don't, because again, I just don't like it during the daylight. I was honest about that. If you guys listened, watched it, whatever, I'm honest. I like it better under the lights. I think it's a cooler track. I think the transition is better. So it just gives you all kinds of different phases where people that are really good in the heat of the day might fade away if they don't keep the car up to when it gets, later in the night and everything cools down. Like I like the transition of all that. I always thought it was, much more intriguing and there's much more effort needed from the teams to be able to keep up with all of that. So it made, the racing more interesting because you can see the cars that, couldn't, go from one, but then can go on. Like it's, I thought that was better. I'm not good. I mean, no offense. The races haven't been that intriguing since they moved it to the day. And then last night happened and it just has me terrified. So, we'll see. Congratulations to, Chandler Smith. I mean, good for John Hunter. At least he got up there for a second to at least pretend to compete with him. But like, and then he drove away again. And that's terrifying that whoever's in the lead can just see you later, bye, and there's nothing. And again, Majeski restart what, fourth? Only got up to third. I mean, no one seemed to be able to really pass anyone. Look at Friesen or Riggs or any of them. They had problems, on pit road or went to the back, the tail end and never recovered. They were just stuck back there. Like there's something wrong with that going on. They need to figure something out. And I sure hope Cup race doesn't absolutely suck this afternoon because my eyeballs still hurt like hell to move. My throat's still a little screwy, head's a little off, and I'm not really going to be in the mood because she's feeling, some way today. I really don't want to hear her yelling on top of it because I have a boring ass race on TV. As, when I'm sick, I'm just, sick. When she's sick, she's all whiny, miserable, angry, all those things. I, don't need to add anything on top of it, but time will tell. As long as Denny doesn't win, I guess really I can say that I'm happy anymore. Yeah, that includes Bubba. If he, whatever, if he earns it, good for him. I just don't want to see Denny win it, especially in his home track. I'd like to, I really don't. I mean, think about it. Ross is second, Denny starts third. So they're going to be right there. See how that works out. But I'm going to jump off. So thank you for watching, listening. Everyone on YouTube, Good Pods, Rumble, Apple, Google Podcast, Spotify. I appreciate it. That one about why I hate Denny is coming. But again, let me know what you think. Subscribe, follow along. And until we meet again, my friends, enjoy the racing and peace.